and this is going to be a very controversial one because I think some people will think he should be much higher. But after certain recent events, we got to put him a little further down the line than we would have a little while ago. And that's Devondre Sweat out of Texas. All right, we got the first guy who's like, and actually the only guy who's like a really, really big guy. So Devondre is 6'4", 362 pounds, guys. That's a big boy. He's also got a brother already in the NFL. Josh Sweat, perhaps you've heard of him from the Philadelphia Eagles, is his brother. So yeah, he's got the lineage, he's got the size. He's got some things you don't got, like a brain, for example. In 22 though, people are like, that's so mean. We'll talk about it in a minute why I have no qualm saying that. In 22, 13 games, 30 tackles, 2.5 tackles for loss, 4 passes deflected. Last year, 14 games, 45 tackles, 8 tackles for loss, 2 sacks, 4 passes deflected, and the 91.7 PFF grade. That's a really goddamn high PFF grade, guys. As far as the pros and cons on the field, and I'll get to why he's dropping down here. Huge size, obviously.
Or still rolled down.
Didn't drive down anymore, that's for sure. Huge size, stone walls at the line. This is, if you want, and again, this all depends on what kind of defense you're going to want to run. If you want the big fat body that's going to sit in the front, take on blocks, and keep your linebackers freed up, this is your guy. This is what he does very well. He's just a really strong, huge guy. He doesn't do a lot as far as moving around to, accept the pass, the rush the passer. He doesn't do, let's go to the backfield and stop the running back. He takes on the blocks. As far as the cons, slow lateral. So he's got to have somebody come right at him basically to get him. He depends on his size a little too much. And the reason I say that is because when you're in college and you're not facing 300 plus guys every single day, you're 360. You got a huge advantage. When you go to the NFL, that advantage is gone, guys. When you're going against 320-pound guys all day long, don't get me wrong, 360 is obviously still more, but it's not like he's going to be facing guys that he's got almost 100 pounds on. It's not going to happen anymore. And his hand use definitely needs to improve. That's one thing. It's why there are times you almost want him to get off the tackle, also off the block, and he can't. And part of that is where he's got his hands, the way he's using his hands overall. You just got to get that improved. Then we get, of course, to the elephant in the room, and that's because he was the one we've talked about in the show that recently got arrested for DUI.
Being so high.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're going to get caught driving impaired, first off, I will lose all respect for you right then and there. I'll say it point blank. I don't care. You're taking somebody's life in the line at that point. We all make mistakes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying anybody automatically does it once is a horrible person. But yeah, that you can't have that happen. And especially when it's 4 o'clock in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning means
it was in the middle of the day. He got arrested at like 2:15 in the middle of the day for being high. It was marijuana. He was released at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
He was
high and got put. And he was in Austin, Texas, and was arrested in Texas for hanging out with Tally. Everyone's high towel.
I'm looking here too. No, it was a wreck too. He got into.
Yeah, he rolled over his car.
Got into a car accident. Yep. Okay.
That's why I made he's rolling down.
It's just, it's just like I said. He could have easily killed somebody.
Yeah. Luckily, from everything I've heard, no one was hurt. But he still faces a big fine and like half a year in jail. At that point, I think it's maximum jail time is 180 days. But I mean, we all know what happens with people with this status. They don't normally see that. But it's also Texas.
It's just, to me, like as we said it before, people who make mistakes around this time of the year, you are supposed to be on your best behavior. That's not best behavior.
Yeah. That's like
You're
you
trying to
have a
convince somebody you're worth a
big job
multi-million dollar.
interview.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is. It is a big job interview.
That's what I'm saying. You walk into a big job interview and you smell like you've been smoking up, unless you're trying to get hired at a dispensary. You walk in, smell like you just smoked up or you came out of a brewery. Like, it's not a good look.
Yeah, no. And, you know, when
Especially if
you
you got a
make
deal.
that kind of decision, if I'm a GM, I have to wonder what other kind of poor decisions would you make? And there's already been all kinds of rumors about him being kind of a party animal and a guy who just nonstop parties. Now you have this on top of that. And don't get me wrong, he's a good talent. I don't think he's as good as some people think because I think, again, his size is what he counted on. I mean, if you go to the combine tape, and listen, I don't think they would go into combine. I very much fall into that theory of calling it the underwear Olympics. But if you look at his combine numbers, they were not good. He did not look good against everybody else, whether it be as far as running, lifting, anything at that point. Just did not look good.
Yeah, I mean, not to body shame, but he's like you said before, the big old fat body, the big body there. Like,
but you
he's a
expect like
powerhouse.
crest
He's a wall.
and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you expect that. It just wasn't there, guys. And like I said, I just, between the poor decisions, the poor athleticism, and the fact that he counted on size that he can't count on the next level, I think he's got bust written all over him, and I think he's got the power to potentially not be one, but he's not going to get it of his own way. Is my own theory. Could be wrong. I don't know the guy personally. Maybe he gets called once to get scared straight and fixes his life out. I hope he does.
Yeah.
I don't wish ill upon him unless he goes to the Cowboys or the Eagles, but otherwise,
for his sake,
like I said, yeah,
for his sake, I hope him well. I hope he scares him straight and maybe turns his life around.
Yeah, especially because it's really just beginning. We can forget sometimes these guys are kids. He's 22.
Yeah,
we were all making stupid mistakes at 22.
I was gonna say the things I've done at 22. Oof.
I didn't do that though. I would do anything at 22, but I won't
do that because it was illegal at the time.
I don't think they cared about the legality of most of those people somehow. So, all right, let's.
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.